Hey, this is Kieran, Coach's Corner number 4, and this one was inspired by a Twitter DM conversation I had with Rich Kozak at FC Frontier FC, so at FC Frontier. And Rich said something about that really got me thinking, and that was the idea of the difference between public schools and private schools and how they get divided into divisions. So currently for Ohio, divisions are separated by the number of boys that you have in your high school to then select to make up your programs. The thing that Rich said, and he is in Buffalo, New York, I believe, in that area, and what he said, which I thought resonated big time, was he said it's not so much about the number of players that you have there, but a huge impact on the success of your teams is connected to socioeconomic attributes and qualities, traits. And I completely agree. You see it here in Ohio, Southwest Ohio, specifically where I'm at. There are large schools that are made up of lower socioeconomic makeup. And even though that they're at that high level, they struggle. And why I'm talking about this is he said he thinks, and I think it's a really cool idea, that there should be a formula set up that puts teams into which division they're playing in. So size of school, yes, make that part of the equation. Socioeconomic status should be another part of the formula. And there might be another part, and I don't know what it might be. And that's why I'm kind of throwing this out there is there some other, it's almost like the BCS formula from back in the day for college football, but is there multiple things that we can look at? I know for high school, for schools, we have a report card every year, and within that report card there's like 20 different things that go into it, from test scores to graduation rate, attendance, all those types of things, ACT scores, et cetera, et cetera. So my thought process is there's got to be something else beyond just because you have a large school, you should be in division, like in this bracket. Now, we may not call it division 1, 2, or 3. Maybe you call it the upper, or I don't know what you would use it to break up the levels. But I see a lot of smaller schools, so they're in the lower divisions. They're super high socioeconomic availability. And if you tell me that has no impact, it'll take a lot of like explaining and debating for me to jump on the bandwagon that socioeconomic does not have a huge impact on the success of the programs that are consistently at the top. And I'm talking every sport, football, basketball, volleyball, baseball, softball, all those ones. If you look consistently, I think there's probably a connection between number of kids in the school, and then the socioeconomic, I think, has a huge impact. But maybe there's something else. Maybe I'm missing something else. And that's kind of what I'm throwing this out there is, so Rich put those two things out. But what else could there be? What else would you think needs to maybe be looked at and looked at a little bit closer and used as maybe part of a formula where we divide and get in schools that are actually similar to each other? So large, socioeconomically equal or similar. Or maybe you get a large with a low socioeconomic, and that one plays with a smaller school that has high socioeconomic. Or I don't know how you would bracket it, but it really got me thinking, and this is something that I wanted to share because I've always been a big proponent of trying to get kids to play soccer without having to pay a ton of money. And right now in the U.S., the way it's set up, kids have to pay a ton of money to play at a high level. And that's something I'm going to talk about in an upcoming Coach's Corner. But right now, specific, I'm looking at what can we do in high school soccer or high school sports in general to possibly make what I would think is a more fair and equitable setup for teams in each of the divisions. I'd love to hear some other people's ideas of maybe what can we do to do a better job, or is it already perfect? Do we like the way it's set up? Not perfect, but is it good the way it is? Leave it alone. I don't know. Hey, this is Kieran. I'm out under 5 minutes.